Hi, I'm Stephenson from Dakota Angler and Outfitter. Today I'm going to tie a CDC emerging midge. It's kind of a combination of a couple different patterns, like a palamino midge and a fly called a Morgan's midge. But it's been really effective for me, so let's give it a quick tie, and then you can go out and put them to use. Start by putting our thread on right behind the eye. Wrap back about 2/3 of the way back. I'm using a TMCO 2488. I'm going to tie in a little shuck. I'm going to use a piece of Midge diamond braid that's been singed on the end so it won't come apart. I want to let that hang over the back edge of the hook. It can be about 1 hook shank in length. And we'll go ahead and trim out the excess. Tie down over the top of that. Now we're going to take a CDC feather and just bunch that together. We're going to hold that back and have it be about the length of the tail for now. Tie that down. And go ahead and trim out your excess. Make any wraps you need to cover up some of those little fibers that stick up after you trim that feather. Now we'll put on a little dubbing body. I'm just going to use kind of a dark brown. You could use black here as well. Keep your dubbing fairly thin on these little flies like this. I'm going to put on one turn of grizzly hackle. And tie that in right at the head of the body there. Just one wrap or so. Just enough to give it some legs that help it stand up a little bit. We'll go ahead and tie that off now. Now that the hackle's been tied off, we'll go ahead and trim off the excess. Get rid of any extra fibers that are going to get in your way. Now we're going to take that CDC, just the CDC, fold that over the top of the fly and tie it down. Oops. You can leave these fibers a little longer and then trim them if you want to get that nice kind of tapered look to that wing. You'll have to deal with this wanting to slip back on you a little bit. And once that's tied down, you can kind of push it back a little bit so it stands up. Once you've got that wing stood up a little bit in the front, go ahead and sneak a couple wraps in front of it there. Push it back just a little bit more if you need a little more room. And then you can go ahead and do your half hitches. I would do those, or your whip finish, kind of on the back side of that wing. You can trim off your thread. But now you've got a nice little emerging midge. The little posts up here in the front and then this hackle that are laying down kind of hold that up into the surface film, while this little shuck and everything else kind of drops down below the water surface. Makes a great little midge at the beginning of a midge hatch, or kind of a stuck in the shuck midge as well. And it's been a really good fly for me. Turn that to the side a little bit and you can see those legs stick out nicely on the sides, kind of give it a little stability in the water. And so there you have it. Tie a few of those up. You can play around with that shuck color, but the root beer Midge diamond braid seems to be kind of an all-around winner. And then just kind of a natural gray CDC and a grizzly hackle. Again, I'm Hans Stephenson from Dakota Angler and Outfitter. Thanks for watching, and happy tying.